This Juan Soto contract is absolutely insane. I don't even understand why the Mets or Steve Cohen think this is even remotely worth it. Okay, first things first, $50 million a year for Juan Soto, that's perfectly okay. Like, that's understandable, but not for 15 years. I mean, $765 million for a glorified DH. Guys, let's be honest, he's a glorified DH. $765 million for that? No thanks. Look, I could understand if a team was like, hey, Juan Soto, we're going to give you $60 or $70 million a year for 5 years, and then when you're 30, 31, you can opt out. You can go get that next big boy contract. But to give him that $50 million and above for 15 years is just, it blows my mind. Shohei Ohtani on the Dodgers making $70 million a year, technically, for 10 years, that's one thing. He's Shohei Ohtani. He's a unicorn. He throws 100 miles an hour and hits the ball 115 miles an hour. He steals 50 bases and hits 50 homers in a year. So yeah, he's worth $50 million or more. And I'm not even talking about the deferred money. That is what it is. Every team can do what they want to do. You can see behind me that I am a Dodgers fan, and I can tell you, not for 1 second did I want Juan Soto on my team. Yes, if he would have taken $70 million for 5 years, absolutely. Because I'm not discounting that he's a great hitter. If Juan Soto would have joined my team, the Dodgers, we probably would have had one of the best lineups of all time, right up there with the Murderers Row Yankees. But there's just no way in the world that he's worth having for 15 years. And the craziest thing about this contract is if Juan Soto decides that he wants to opt back in after 5 years, because yes, there is an opt-out. After year 5, Juan Soto can opt out and go to another team. But if he decides to opt in, the Mets now have to pay him an extra $5 million a year for the rest of the contract, for the last 10 years of the contract. That means Juan Soto is going to make over $800 million in 15 years with the New York Mets. He's not an elite center fielder like Mike Trout. He doesn't throw 100 miles an hour like Shohei Ohtani. He's not even an average outfielder. He got put in right field by the Yankees because it's a small right field, and that's because Juan Soto and Scott Boras, they know that he's going to get more money as a right fielder than a left fielder. And if the Yankees wanted the best chance to sign Juan Soto, you put him in right field where he and Scott Boras want him to be. And I know Mets fans are going to say, you know what, he was a top 3 in the Gold Glove. We all know the Gold Glove Award. It's a joke, okay? It's a joke. And I'm not being salty. I promise Mets fans, I'm not salty. There's so many players in baseball that deserve this life-changing money because they're 5-tool players. And that brings me to my next point. Like, Dodgers fans like myself or Mets fans that are ecstatic about Juan Soto, like, we can all be happy about Shohei Ohtani, Juan Soto, Freddie Freeman, Lindor, Betts. Like, we can be happy about these players, but the biggest problem with this contract is that now it's showing the league, showing players that, hey, I can be a one-dimensional player and get $800 million. Like, it's kind of crazy how this is going to affect the free agent market from like here on out, the rest of the time. Shohei Ohtani's a unicorn. He does 2 things. So everyone could have said, yeah, well, Shohei got $700 million because he's Shohei Ohtani. But now, you know, Reds fans, how are you going to feel if Elly De La Cruz continues to get better and better and better, and then he gets to become a free agent and wants $800 million? He's not going to be a Red. Whereas before this contract, Elly De La Cruz could have been a $300 million player, $250 million player, and he's a Red for life. So that's like the biggest point that I have for all of this, is now this inflates the market to an unrealistic level. Alex Bregman is probably now going to up his want from $250 million to like $350, $400 million. But another point that I want to make is, so Shohei Ohtani is the only other player that has over $700 million coming his way. But Shohei Ohtani also made the Dodgers over $120 million last year, and we won a ring. Even if the Mets win the World Series next year, which they could, they do look like they could be a really good team if they add a couple more pieces, but still, Juan Soto is never even going to make $50 million for the Mets in a single season. It's just not going to happen. And I know it's Steve Cohen. He doesn't care. He didn't buy Juan Soto to make a bunch of money off of Juan Soto. He's not an investment to make more money. He's an investment to get more players to want to come play for the Mets and to be a better team. Look, Steve Cohen is worth over $21 billion. So for him to sign Juan Soto for $765 million, it would be like if I made $100,000 a year at my job and I decided to take a vacation for $5,000. Like, yeah, it's probably not the most responsible thing to do, but at the end of the day, it's $5,000. I have $95,000 more to play with. Who cares? And I know that's Steve Cohen's concept. I know that's his thought process. And Mets fans, I know it's not your money. You don't care. My problem is that it affects the market going forward forever now. Like in the beginning, when I thought Juan Soto was going to get $500, maybe $600 mil, I thought, you know what? That's not too bad. But you got to remember, he's never even won an MVP. Like Juan Soto is hailed as like this generational player, and he is an amazing hitter. But do you really want to pay $800 million for a guy to take a walk more than he gets a hit? He only hit 288 this year. Yes, he finally hit over 40 home runs for the first time in a season, but have you seen the Yankees right field? Compare that to the Mets. The Mets have a big ballpark. Juan Soto's probably never hitting 40 home runs again. I just think if it was me, if it was my team, and Juan Soto said it's going to take $765 million, I think I would say, hey, Angels, yeah, is Mike Trout for sale? Can I trade for Mike Trout? I mean, come on, like seriously, trade for the superstar and not buy the superstar at that point, because I don't think Juan Soto's a superstar, and I definitely don't think he's a generational player. I know I'm going to get a lot of hate in the comments down below about that. I promise you it's not clickbait. I don't think he's a superstar. I just don't. He's a one-dimensional player. To me, a superstar is a guy that wins MVPs, wins gold gloves, steals 50 bases in a season. Juan Soto, to me, is more like what Albert Pujols was to the Angels after Pujols got that great big contract. Do you guys remember how everyone thought Albert Pujols was going to change the Angels and Robinson Cano was going to change the Seattle Mariners, and these teams were just going to be the best of the best? Robinson Cano ended up getting traded because he never did anything in Seattle, and Albert Pujols was good. He was a good player with the Angels, but he wasn't great. And before Albert signed that contract, he was great. Way better than Soto is right now. So that's my thing. Mets fans, I'm glad you're happy, and I hope you guys get your parade soon. I really hope that you guys can get 1 or 2 World Series before this contract really turns sour on the Mets, because at the end of the day, Juan Soto just hit free agency at the perfect time for the perfect owner to need that perfect player, and I think Steve Cohen just messed up on who he chose as his perfect player. But anyways, guys, leave comments down below what you think. Again, this isn't clickbait. I don't like to do that. I just wanted to get it out there. I wanted to air it out and kind of see how the community feels, because I'm kind of seeing like there's a lot of people that love it, but those are Mets fans, and then everyone else is like, whoa, not worth it. So just let me know down below. Do you like this for the Mets? Do you like Juan Soto? Do you think he's worth $765 million? Or do you think this is just a terrible contract? Just let me know down below. And for anyone that's not subscribed or you haven't followed my channel for a while, the last few minutes of this video may not entertain you, and I don't want to waste your time. I just wanted to let you know. But for the subscribers that have subscribed, I told you that I would give you explanations for why it's been like 6 months since I made a video. Honestly, there's just been a lot going on in life. The more positive things is I did move up at my job, which is taking a lot of hours out of my schedule. But on top of that, my twin sister, she's been my best friend for my entire life. I don't want to say names or anything like that on YouTube, but my twin sister was diagnosed with a brain tumor, and it's taken a lot of time to kind of feel around how we're handling the situation. Thank God it's not cancerous, but there was like a 6-week stint where she had to be away from home and doing the treatments and being away from her son, and he's little, and it was just a lot to go through as a family. And again, I'm not putting this out there for people to subscribe for my channel just out of sympathy. I just wanted to explain to those people that have been subscribed to me for so long that I'm truly, truly thankful for you guys for sticking it out. I mean, I hadn't uploaded for 6 months, and I think I only lost 2 subscribers. That means the absolute world to me, but I'm gonna be more consistent. I'm back to where I can be consistent. That's why my backdrop has changed, because I use that time to kind of move everything into my room. I'm working on the audio to be better. I've got a better lighting system, and I'm working on getting a better camera because I really want the quality to be good for you guys. I'm not just doing this as a way for a future with YouTube. I'm doing this because I want to connect with people. I want to talk with people about baseball. And then I also want to be at home and have more time with my family. But the only way that happens is through you guys. And so, thank you. Again, thank you. Peace. I love you. I'll see you in the next one.